We are going to get into all of your Tesla stock breaking news, but I think we need to start with the summary of economic projections, which just came out that signals the Fed confirmed this rally. Tesla stock is going higher from here. This is the summary of economic projections. And as you can see here, the change in GDP was slightly downwards from 1.5% in September to 1.4% for 2024. Specifically, what I'm looking at is this column for 2024. This right here, this right here, this here, and this here, as well as the projected federal funds rate. That is the most bullish thing that was actually changed. But you did see a slight drop in the projection from September until now, dropping about 0.1%. The unemployment rate stayed the same at 4.1%. The PCE inflation projection for 2024 got lowered from 2.5% in September to 2.4%. Now, core PCE inflation got lowered even more from 2.6% to 2.4%. But your federal funds rate projection went from 5.1% down to 4.6%, implying 0.7% worth of cuts. Basically, confirming what the markets have priced in. This is precisely why, if you look at small caps are now seeing a face ripper of a rally. Same is true for the NASDAQ and really all of your indexes. All of them making a similar move. Tesla stock as well. And I'll tell you it like this, the simplest way to put it. It's one thing for the markets to price in multiple rate cuts. It's another thing for the Fed to price in multiple rate cuts. The markets, sure, they can be right, they can be wrong sometimes, but when the Fed says they're going to do something, it's really going to take a rise in inflation again or a severe weakening of the economy to either get more rate hikes or keep rates paused. That would obviously be if inflation was just too stubborn and started to rise potentially, which is very, very unlikely. Or if the economy really started to deteriorate, then we would get more rate cuts. But as long as nothing really changes, kind of like where we are now, just the economy's holding up, inflation continues to fall, the Fed's confirming we're going to get multiple rate cuts in 2024. Over the next coming days, this is opening the floodgates for capital to re-enter into our markets. Take a look at 10-year treasury yields today, dropping 13 basis points following this summary of economic projections down to 4.07%. Now take a look at this though. If you actually look at the dot plot itself, a literal dot plot, well, this is the column for 2024. This is what matters. These dots here. And one Fed official was under 4% for their Fed funds rate target by the end of 2024. The average was right here. That's why we got 4.6%. But quite a few Fed officials were actually under that. It looks like 4 Fed officials were under 4.5%. So got a new statement. Now this comes out every time. Summary of economic projections come out about every 3 months or so. Sometimes they can be a little bit longer. Sometimes they can come a little bit sooner, but roughly every 3 months. The statement comes out every single time and it stays the same for the most part, but small little things can be changed. Now, what was changed this time around is highlighted in red and is underlined. So it says recent indicators suggest that growth of economic activity has slowed from its strong pace in the third quarter. Job gains have moderated since earlier in the year but remain strong, and the unemployment rate has remained low. Inflation has eased over the past year but remains elevated. So those key words, phrases were changed here in this meeting. This was also changed in determining the extent of any additional policy firming. So instead of just saying in determining the extent of additional policy firming, they said of any additional policy firming. So basically just adding that word suggests probably not going to get any more policy firming. Congratulations to the trading community so far. That is up about 30% on this trade on IWM that we put on, that I think has a lot further to run. If you guys want to come trade with us, link down below in the description of this video. Let's now get into all of your Tesla stock news that you need to know. It's like a bunch of freshly made Tesla Cybertrucks are getting ready to be shipped to customers. This is some news I did not expect. Elon Musk is planning to start a university in Austin, according to tax filings for the billionaire's latest charity called The Foundation. The new institution, seeding with a roughly $100 million gift from Musk, will start with a STEM-focused primary and secondary school. Once that's operating, it extends ultimately to expand its operations to create a university dedicated to education at the highest levels. Tesla looks like they are ramping up their export of the Model 3 Highland. Tesla says on their main X account, unfortunately, the federal $7,500 EV tax credit will end entirely for Model 3 rear-wheel drive and long range, delivered after December 31st. Tesla Manufacturing has shared this post to their X account. High tech, not only in production. At Giga Berlin, we recycle up to 100% of our processed water in our state-of-the-art wastewater treatment plant. Recycling is key to sustainability. And this is really a big issue over in Europe with the residents surrounding Giga Berlin. So this is great news, and hopefully it gets pushed out to the residents in that area to allow them to continue to expand that facility. Cybertruck all-terrain tires recommended PSI is 50. And here you can see another pretty good batch of Cybertrucks getting ready to be shipped out to customers. You can see 1, 2, 3, 4 rows here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 in a row. So you could be looking at 30 or more Cybertrucks here ready to deliver to customers. The Motley Fool's RJ Fulton on Tesla says, although recent economic challenges like inflation and high interest rates have dampened growth prospects in the near term, these will prove to be minor speed bumps. Few other companies hold as much long-term upside as Tesla. Don't be surprised if it becomes the world's most valuable company in the world a decade from now. This is precisely why I think the Fed confirming we're going to see multiple rate cuts in 2024 can be so bullish for Tesla. Where else can you put your money and get, a 5 or 10x with the same degree of safety as you can with Tesla, with a high market cap like Tesla has? The chances Tesla goes bankrupt, virtually none. Something bad, really bad would have to happen. Whereas small and mid-cap stocks, they're very risky. They can also see a 10x or more, and they're interest rate sensitive. But Tesla, for a hedge fund manager, is really the only viable option to invest quantities of capital into. Bloomberg says Tesla is investors' standout bet in a hazardous EV landscape. Tesla remains and will continue to remain king of US EVs, as the rise of others and the incoming competition that's been discussed for years has still not taken place, Evercore analyst Chris McNally says. I think you can start to see the change of narrative here, people getting more bullish on Tesla, and I think that will really start to escalate over the coming days. Sweden's Transport Workers Union said on Wednesday it would stop collecting waste at Tesla's workshops in Sweden, joining a wave of action by labor groups aimed at pressuring Tesla into accepting collective bargaining rights for staff. CarWow said this about Cybertruck suspension. Quote, the suspension is so good over the expansion joints. So good. It feels like a luxury car, not a blumming pickup. Tesla stock is down about 1.5% today, and the main reason I would argue is this really misconstrued news, really false news that is being spread, or the way that it's being spread is really false. It says Tesla recalling 2 million US vehicles over lack of autopilot safeguards. When you hear recall 2 million vehicles, people really start to panic on that. it's an over-the-air update. As Sawyer Merritt says, Tesla to send out an over-the-air software update that will incorporate additional controls and alerts to those already existing on affected vehicles to further encourage the driver to adhere to their continuous driving responsibility whenever auto steer is engaged. So basically, when you're using autopilot, there's going to be more recognition that has to take place, a little bit more pressure on the steering wheel maybe. You can't wear sunglasses, right? Things of that nature. Really not a big deal at all. The over-the-air update's going to fix all of that. Dave Lee says the hands, because you can see here the fingers are moving like that, right? Pretty sophisticated for a AI robot. Elon Musk says so much engineering has gone into the hands in a year, it will be able to thread a needle. And here you can see in this video, the new Optimus video that was released, that nothing is new here, nothing is sped up according to Tesla, what they claim. Literally picking up an egg and putting it down. That's pretty impressive. Starting today, Cybertruck reservation holders will have to pay a $1,000 early access deposit to convert existing reservations into orders. It will be credited to your final purchase price upon delivery. And I think the Tesla team is really doing this because if only 40 to 60% of pre-orders are actually going to convert, well, if you have $1,000 you're putting up in this reservation, this deposit, then you're probably pretty serious about getting your Cybertruck, right? If you're not, then you're going to cancel the reservation. That's the point. Maybe we won't have to wait years to get a Cybertruck. I think Elon wants to make sure that if you're serious and you want a Cybertruck and you had some of the first reservations, you're going to get them first. If you're not serious, get out the way and let someone else get one. I think that's the ultimate point. And I think that's actually great news for Tesla and for the Cybertruck. Best Western International is partnering with Tesla to bring EV charging stations to 2,000 hotels throughout North America, with plans to expand internationally. Beginning in 2024, BWH Hotels will begin installing universal wall connectors at selected hotels across North America. The head of the FCC said, quote, "Today the FCC adds itself to the growing list of federal agencies engaging in the regulatory harassment of Elon Musk. I dissent." Tesla has roughly 50% of market share of home batteries installed in 2023. Tesla has officially obtained the permits to start construction of its Giga Mexico plant. They are saying construction could start in the next few weeks, but it's up to Tesla to decide. Considering 10-year treasury yields have fallen from 5% almost now to 4%, this is probably going to start pretty soon. Tesla has apparently surpassed Ford to become the most searched auto brand in the US, according to Compare the Market data. Tesla has gone from not making rankings at all in 2022 to second place in 2023, with 29 out of 155 countries listing Tesla as their #1 car brand in Google Trends. Tesla has released a Model 3 J1772 adapter door dock for $25. Tesla Megapacks X account writes, "Congratulations, Megapack team, on 12 gigawatt hours of operating industrial storage at 99% availability." Croatia reported 57 Tesla sales and 1.7% market share for November. Year to date, this is 657% higher than the same period last year. Tesla's global inventory numbers continue to be on the decline for the Model 3, the Model S, and the Model X. Model Y numbers are starting to go higher again. As far as Google Trends activity, the Cybertruck is listed at 83, and the Model 3 is seeing a lot more activity as well, recently bottoming at 37, now at 41, which could be the start of this quote-unquote halo effect. Percentage of stocks above their 50-day moving average surprisingly is declining by about 1% to 71.47%. And holy moly, that trade we put on IWM is up $1,000 in profits. That would cover your costs for the trading community for many years, probably 10 years or so. Tesla's option activity so far on the day today, pretty muted, with a positive order value of 28%. You have seen 828 orders totaling $1.53 billion. If you take a look at the volume analysis, 55.2% of the volume is to the call side, 44.8% of the volume is to the put side. Short sellers are about to be in a world of trouble as money does come rushing back into our markets. Tesla stock is going higher. Short positions total 21.07 billion. Tesla stock is now up 0.3%. At one point today, Tesla stock was down about 2.5%. Short sellers must have been feeling good about their short position at that time, and likely not so much right now. As I just said, Tesla stock has seen a massive reversal today from the lows of about $228 and some change to where we sit now at $238 per share. You bounced almost perfectly at this 50-day moving average. Although you did extend lower than that, you found a lot of demand under the 50-day moving average. Now, you're going higher, baby. You're going way higher for Tesla. There is trillions and trillions and trillions of dollars sitting on the sidelines, specifically $6.2 trillion in money market funds alone, let alone cash, let alone in people's bank accounts, let alone in treasury bills themselves, that a good portion of that is likely to head back into stocks. And that's just the simple fact of the matter. We got confirmation from the Fed today. There's nothing more important than that. This will kickstart a massive rally for Tesla stock, in my personal opinion. If you take a little bit closer look at some of the technical indicators like the RSI, that is at 51.48, so basically neutral. That supports to me that we can probably go substantially higher from here. There's not a lot of drag, if you will, on Tesla stock right now. The stock is nowhere close to being overbought, and the MACD is pretty neutral, although the yellow line is slightly below the blue line. That's kind of short-term negative. I doubt that is going to actually be that way coming tomorrow once the MACD line does update. So if you can't tell today was very bullish for Tesla stock investors, and I think the best is yet to come. We will talk about this more in the video that comes out 8:30 tonight. Check that out. If you guys have not already subscribed to the channel, hit that subscribe button as well as the notification bell so you can be notified every time a new video comes out. But it's pretty simple. 4 p.m. every day, 8:30 p.m. every single day. Twice a day, that's it. Unless something crazy does happen. But nonetheless, hit that notification bell as well. Like the video, all of that good stuff. If you guys want to come trade with us live in real time as well, link down below in the description of this video. Thank you for watching. My name is Michael Tyler. Enjoy the rest of your day, and I will see you in the next one.